way to Farfield Cove.
Farfield Cove? No hotels there, you know.
There's a house called the White Cottage, isn't there?
White Cottage? I didn't know anyone was living there.
Can I get a taxi?
Taxi? Not this time of night. You can walk. Take you 20 minutes. Turn to the left when you leave the station. Go through the gateway and off over the top of the cliff.
Thanks very much. Good night.
You'd have been right over there. It's a long way down. I comes down here every night of my life, but then I takes it slow. You nary?
Yes, I'm looking for the White Cottage. Well, this is the path, isn't it?
Yes, this is the path right enough. I works down there beyond them rocks, lobsters. Just going down to lift me pots. You better let me show you the way down.
All right, thanks.
No walk for a stranger, this. Nah, not at night time. You are a stranger, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a stranger.
You sure there's someone at the cottage?
Yes.
Well, not always, you know. I see a woman round about there sometimes, mostly weekends. Still, if you're expected, that's all right. There you are. Used to be a smuggler's place. It's all right if you don't want to be disturbed. Well, there is a light on. There's a welcome waiting for you. I thought you was in a hurry.
Thanks. Good night.
Well, good morning.
Take a hand. Don't be shy about us, be a father. Now we must get the arrangements clear. Ladies of the choir.
I'm going to enjoy
all the choir ladies, please. Come along, ladies, along the pod.
Oh, Mr. Tolhurst, you are going to have a busy day.
Ladies of the choir, please, let's keep together.
Mr. Durham not in yet?
No, sir, we haven't seen him this morning, sir.
Oh, by the way, where's the local newspaper office?
The Examiner, sir?
Yeah.
Just round the corner, second on the left.
Well, who runs it now?
Oh, still old man Boscombe, you know, sir?
Thank you. By the way, this is my father's appointment pad. You didn't have an appointment with him, did you?
No.
Well, now that we've cleared that out, where do we go?
I suppose I got a nerve coming to you at all.
It's quite all right, I wasn't doing it.
I came on the spur of the moment. I thought perhaps looking for a job. Well, I've just got back to England. I haven't fixed anything. I've always wanted to be a journalist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. Cigarette.
Thank you.
Any experience?
I've tried my hand at freelance work.
Well, I've tried my hand at boiling an egg, but I've never applied for a job as a chef.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid you've come to the wrong office. That long-legged man draping himself over the counter in the outside office is our star reporter. You saw how busy he was.
Doesn't matter. Sorry I troubled you.
No, I'd like to help you. Listen. There's a chap who is beginning to put Seagate on the map, opening up a chain of smart restaurants, rebuilding the amusement park.
You're talking of Charlie Durham.
You don't know him, do you?
I knew him before the war.
Why didn't you go to him right away?
He's not the kind of man I'd be inclined to go to right away.
Well, some like him, some don't.
I'm one of those who don't.
He gets a lot of loyalty from the people who work for him. Do you know his man Painter?
No.
A little drunk he fished out of the river some years ago. Follows him like a dog.
I may have seen him.
Chalked up in Durham's favor, he saved a man's life. He's a good family man, too.
Is he?
Got 2 boys. Always showing the photograph around that fancy pub of his.
The Primrose Bar.
Do you know it?
I'm going to have lunch there.
Nice of you to patronize a place owned by someone you dislike so much. I'm sorry about the journalism.
That's all right. I probably shouldn't have been much good at reporting local flower shows anyway.
Well, we do get other things.
Such as?
Occasionally someone dies. This morning, for instance, 2 deaths on the cliffs.
2 deaths?
Well, how many do you expect?
Were they well-known inhabitants?
Not particularly. Notorious in a small way. One of them was a fellow by the name of Carston. He fell over a cliff. Nothing surprising in that.
No?
He was generally tight, but stayed on level ground.
Who was the other?
A woman found dead in a lonely cottage.
Natural death?
Wish I knew.
Do they have a name?
A Miss Watson. Can't find anything out about her. She only used this place, the White Cottage, for weekends.
And nobody knows anything about her?
Not so far.
Did she own the White Cottage?
No. Maybe there's a makings of a journalist in you after all. You asked plenty of questions.
Well, thank you for giving me so much of your time.
Not at all. Did you get what you wanted?
Yes, I got what I wanted.
Now, you don't hold it that way. Look, let me show you. Hold it that way. And then stand ready. That's the idea. No, the other way around. Left hand on top.
I see.
That's it. Got it?
She's ready, George. Look out, Kate. Here it comes. This way, Kate. She's silly.
Try again. Ready?
Hit her again if she isn't careful. How about Kate?
Now it's your turn.
Come on, Eileen, you have a go.
Oh, my side's doing very badly. It's a 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking what I was doing. Did I hurt you?
Well,
Better sit down for a moment, hadn't you?
do you always get to know people like this?
Cigarette?
Thank you. Your last?
No, I got one here somewhere. Oh, yes. Beach is pretty crowded today.
You shouldn't come to Seagate if you want to be alone.
I don't want to be alone.
Have you just come down?
No, I came last night.
I only came down today. Day by the sea. What is it?
I've seen you before somewhere.
I've never been here before.
No, I mean this morning. I saw you getting off the coach. Yeah, I remember thinking... Tell me, was something wrong?
Wrong?
Yes, I thought you looked a bit upset.
Oh, yes, I was upset.
Anything I can do to help?
Oh, no. No, thank you very much.
I thought perhaps you expected someone and he hadn't turned up.
I didn't expect anyone. I'm by myself. That's how I wanted it today.
How's the leg?
Oh, that's fine.
Don't go, please. I'd like to help you.
We're strangers.
Well, yes, of course. And I'd better introduce myself. Jim Medway.
Anne Corday.
Oh, go on.
That's all.
Married or single?
No, I'm not married. You?
I was married. My wife's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have to make a telephone call. I shan't be long. I'll bring back some cigarettes.
Morning, Mr. Dunham.
No. Come on, Queenie. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. Queenie, you're gorgeous. What's the matter? What's the matter, Charlie? That's Queenie. Oh. You look awful, Charlie. You know, you could stand a little shave yourself. Pretty. That's the real old stuff, huh? Of course, I didn't have a drink myself in 3 months. Aren't you proud of me? All right, I had one, but I didn't even get into a fight, and... Here, you wrote you again. Charlie,
There won't be any more of those. Yes. Yes. This is Charlie Durham. Who?
trouble?
If you can call blackmail trouble.
I do.
Somebody saw me with Lorna last night. He told me what time I left the cottage. How in the blazes could they know that?
Well, that's simple.
No, he's got nothing to do with it.
Look, Charlie, don't mind it, but why don't you finish with that woman, huh?
I finished with her last night.
You did? Did you make any fuss?
She threatened to.
Stupid creeps, that always the same. Always that. I wish I'd know what they want from. But she wasn't.
No. I've got more than that on my plate.
Look, Charlie, you know I'm no cheap stooge, but well, look at your name out there in those beautiful 8-foot letters. Well, what does it mean? It means you're more than a king in this town. Everybody loves you. If not, they respect you, but everybody knows you. I bet you there aren't any 10 people that don't know what the name Charlie Durham spells. Not any 10 in the whole town.
Or 90 miles either way.
That's what I mean, Charlie.
All right.
Oh, Queenie, please. Oh, please, forgive me. I didn't mean to be rude, but, you know, Charlie comes first. And what's the matter?
You may hear the noise.
Oh, no. Yeah, just like the rest of those creeps.
You should pack it tighter than that.
Will you show me how, please? a very good one.
It's perfect.
Excuse me, but I've got to go now. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Did you make your call?
Yes. Yes, I made it. And I remembered the cigarettes.
No, thanks.
Now, you were going to tell me what was worrying you when you got off the bus.
Was I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's nothing to be mysterious about. I just discovered I'd lost my handbag.
Oh, well, it's a simple problem after all. I suppose all your money was in your handbag.
There's nowhere else I could keep any.
I'll lend you some money. You can't go around all day without any.
All right.
Well, thank heaven for a woman with sense.
Well, it was obvious, wasn't it, that as soon as I told you you'd want to lend me some. And I decided I wouldn't mind borrowing from you. You can give me your address and I'll send it back.
Of course. How much did you lose?
All I need is £1.
Yeah, you better take 5.
Oh,
No, what?
I'll borrow 3.
Sure that's enough?
Yes, really. You see, I didn't come down here to spend amusements and all that. I came, just to sit by the sea and think.
About anything in particular?
Yes, about something in particular.
Sorry. Afraid I'm being inquisitive. Shall we move along a bit?
Yes.
I think we've got nothing better to do than listen to them.
Get me the police station, please. Hello, police station. Henry Bosco speaking. Seagate Examiner. Inspector Temby there. What? She's gone to Powerfield. Oh, no message. Thanks. Goodbye.
Boat's just coming in, sir.
Oh, good.
He was hurrying down this path as if the devil was after him. And when we got to the cottage, he just stood and looked at it. There was a light in the window. I'm expected, he says, looking at the light, I'm expected. 4 o'clock in the morning it was.
Can you be sure of that?
I heard the clock striking in the cottage just after I left him. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that.
Miller, get me the time on Cranston's watch.
What's the time on the watch?
You didn't actually see this man go into the cottage?
Well, he wouldn't come down that time of night just to look at it, would he?
Yes?
Carson's watch had stopped at 6 minutes past 4, sir.
Oh, thanks. So you heard this scream a few minutes after leaving the man?
The most horrible scream ever screamed anywhere. 4 o'clock in the morning's a terrible time to hear a scream like that.
Of course, of course. I'm going down to the cottage. Miller, you better stay here. I'll send somebody to relieve you. Goodbye, Mr. Church.
Now, I'll tell you how I found him. As soon as I hears this scream, I runs like the wind, and there he was, lying there with his head crushed like an eggshell.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Church. Very much indeed.
Like an eggshell.
Yes, you'll be wanted at the inquest. I'll let you know when later.
Over to me. Careful now. That's right. Now, easy with the head.
Now then, Hillary, be a good chap and see me at the station.
I say, have you any more news about either of these 2 deaths?
No.
Well, there's just one crumb of information you could give me. The woman who lived here, this Miss Watson. Did she die in her sleep or was she bumped off? I mean, you could tell me that without getting yourself reduced to the ranks, couldn't you?
I could do, but I don't think I'm going to at the moment.
Yes, on the seafront, they call you Trapmouth Temby.
Oh, go away.
Well, I came all the way out to this place to give you some information, and now you're too busy to listen, aren't you?
All right. Better come in. All right, Hillary. We're not on a sightseeing tour.
You've seen the cigarette butts?
No. Tell me about him.
Well, some with lipstick and some without. That means there was a man here with her, doesn't it?
If your father ever throws you off the Examiner, I can get you a job in the force. You could make the tea for the office staff.
You think you can solve things without any help? That's your trouble.
Now listen, Hillary. I put up with you because I like your father. Now, what have you got to tell me?
Chap's just been to see me at the office.
Well, what do you want me to do about it? Congratulate you?
He had no appointment. He just came in on the impulse, he said. He pretended he was looking for a job.
What makes you think he was pretending?
Oh, just a hunch. He didn't know a thing about newspaper work.
Why do you think he came to see you, then?
Simply to find out what he could about these two deaths.
We just found this identity card, sir.
Did you give him the information he wanted?
Well, there wasn't much to give.
Was he interested in both deaths?
No, he was surprised when I told him there were two.
Which in particular did he want information about?
The woman's.
Get his name?
Yes, Medway. Jim Medway.
Was he only looking for information, or did he give you any?
He seemed to have some grudge against Charlie Durham. He wanted me to establish the fact that Durham owned this cottage.
He knew that much, did he?
Well, he suspected it.
Did he know Durham, then?
Hadn't seen him for years. But he's lunching at the Primrose Bar.
Told you everything, didn't he? Could you identify him?
Of course I could. I've just seen him.
Well, we may want you to. Oh, and thanks for coming to see me.
Well, thank you. Maybe you'll tell me something one day.
Maybe. In fact, I can tell you something now. This woman, Miss Watson, we've got her identity card. Her name is no more Watson than mine is.
Well, who was she?
A Mrs. Lorna Medway.
What?
It's much too early to have lunch yet.
You'll be doing me a great favor.
Let's go in there.
Look, I'll meet you here in half an hour.
Couldn't we eat somewhere a little quieter than this? All right. I want to buy something to put these into, and then I'll come back and find you inside.
I don't know exactly where I'll be, but I'll be there somewhere. You won't fail me, will you?
I won't fail you.
Jim Medway. Of all people. I'd never have recognized you. Yeah?
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Jeff. Excuse me.
For the drink.
Oh, that sunburn. You look good. You look terrific.
Do I, Charlie?
What are you going to have?
I'm going to have beer.
A beer. All right, one out of the sink. You're down for the day?
I might stay longer. It all depends. Your hand's shaking a bit, Charlie.
Yes, I work too hard.
You don't look at me.
To tell you the truth, Jim, I don't.
Too much on your conscience?
Oh, I have a lot of responsibilities.
So they tell me. Restaurants, amusement parks. Small properties about the place.
I have other responsibilities, too. A couple of boys since you last met me. Perhaps you'd like to see their photograph.
Are they very proud of you, Charlie?
Well, I'm very proud of them.
Yes, I can understand how you feel. About your boys, I mean. I've got a little daughter. I didn't see her till the other day. She's a sweet kid, but we're strangers. I suppose Lorna and I would have been strangers, too.
Large whiskey, please.
I'll give him one out of there.
How are the kids, Charlie?
Oh, fine then, thanks.
See you later.
You're a popular man, Charlie.
Your whiskey, sir. It's nice and lovely over here.
Yes, people can always be pushed around to suit you, can't they, Charlie? Everyone except me.
What?
I said except me.
I don't understand what you're getting at.
I think you do, Charlie. You see, I know.
You know what?
I know you've been having an affair with my wife while I've been away.
It's a lie. I assure you, Jim, it's a lie. It's just a lot of gossip. No one can prove anything against me.
I can, Charlie.
Well, who told you all this? I have a right to know who's accusing me?
I am.
I'm not going to sit here listening to all that rubbish.
Charlie, I'm waiting for a girl. We're having lunch here.
Are you trying to blackmail me?
No, Charlie. I just want you to admit it. You see, I know about the White Cottage. I know Lorna came there as Miss Watson. I know you visited her last night. And I know you left at 4 o'clock this morning. I was there, Charlie, waiting outside. When you left, I could have touched you. I wouldn't have liked that.
Suppose I do admit it. Suppose I do admit that Lorna and I were friendly.
Oh, very friendly.
Yes, and nothing more than that. She promised me never to...
Don't take any notice of promises, Charlie. She made a promise to me, too, you know, a long time ago.
Listen, Jim, there's no reason for you and I to quarrel over Lorna. She's not worth it.
Don't talk like that, Charlie. Not about the dead.
The dead? Who's dead?
Lorna is.
You trying to put the wind up me?
Charlie, Charlie. Somebody will hear you.
Is this a joke?
Well, I'd hardly call it a joke.
When did she die?
Last night.
How do you know all this?
Because I killed her.
I don't believe it.
Take your time.
Is this some sort of game?
I'd hardly call it a game, Charlie.
If it's true, then why...
Why am I telling you? I'm telling you because when I talk to the police, I'm going to say that you murdered her.
You won't get away with that.
Of course I won't. They'll find out who's the culprit in the end. But think what it'll do to you, Charlie. Think of all the fuss and the publicity. The beautiful publicity. Think how your family will love it. Think how your boys will enjoy reading about it in the morning papers. Oh, yes, it'll all come out. You see, I can tell them about your relationship with my wife. I can tell them you were with her until 4 o'clock this morning. There was a fisherman with me showing me the way. I can tell them she was dead when I found her. And I can show them this letter. Recognize it, Charlie? It's a letter from you to Lorna. I found it at the White Cottage.
There's nothing in that.
Wait a minute, I'll tell you what it says. It says that if she attempts to tell your wife, you won't be answerable for the consequences. Yes, you always expressed yourself charmingly. Silly of you to write. But of course you went to know she was going to be killed. You know, Charlie, I think the police will have quite a case against you.
Have you been to the police?
No, I thought I'd wait till they came to me. I've made quite sure they know I'm in Seagate. Besides, it's a lovely day. Why waste it in police stations? I'm having lunch with a girl. Anne. And I want you to meet the important Mr. Charlie Durham. Miss Anne Corday.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I can't have lunch.
Oh,
I thought I'd just have it alone on the beach. I'm sorry.
it's all right, I understand.
I've got to work out something.
I can't help.
I don't think anyone can. Thank you for lending me the money. If you'll give me your address, I'll send it to you.
Of course. Send it to me, care of the Primrose Bar.
All right. Forgive me.
I forgive you.
Goodbye, Mr. Durham.
Yes, pity I didn't meet her before I met Lorna. Well, Charlie, it looks as if I shall be lunching alone after all. You'll let me have your best take.
Mario!
Bless you.
A special table, my friend.
Mary, we haven't come down here for you to look at people. Look at the sea.
Sorry to disturb your lunch.
Just finished, sir.
Anything come up about Cranston?
Dr. Allen telephoned to say there was no marks on the body that couldn't be caused by the fall.
That's all, sir.
Well, if you go over a cliff that height, you do get a few marks on the body.
You do, sir.
There's no reason to think that this was time, that's all. 2 deaths in one night. We haven't had a doubtful one in a year. Oh, I suppose he was drunk.
What did Alan say?
No, sir. There was no alcohol in the stomach.
Mm-hmm. He must have gone over because he felt dizzy without it. Oh, well, he's no loss to the town. Anything from the White Cottage?
Analyst's report on the cigarette ends, sir. They were smoked last night.
Well, that doesn't tell us much, does it? What about the clock in the hall? Could you hear it strike from where the fisherman said he did?
You could hear it if the door was open.
Well, someone must have opened the door at 4 o'clock.
To go in, I suppose, sir.
Or to come out. And find the other part of this note that we picked up under the desk.
No word, sir.
All day I've been thinking what to do about us. Perhaps if I go, it will only make you glad. I don't know. But I do know it will simplify things. For you, and for me, too. We've had a good time, and I would remember some of it with so much pleasure if... There must be another page somewhere.
Unless someone interrupted her and she was never able to finish it.
She was going to leave someone. Wonder who it was.
Any news of the husband, sir?
Yes, I think so. If my information is good, he'll be lunching at the Primrose Bar. I'd like you to go down there.
Do you want me to bring him in?
No, just keep an eye on him so that we can get him when we want him.
Very good, sir.
That's him. All right, Marion. Disgusting. No, how a man can sit down there and only last night he killed his wife. No, that is not nice.
Perhaps he doesn't think he has anything to worry about.
He has nothing to worry about. Can't we give him something to worry about?
Listen, there's more evidence against me than there is against him. He's no fool. He's got all this worked out. He wants to smash my life.
But Charlie, smash your life? I won't let him.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Why? I can do a lot of things. I can say that I was here with you last night and we had a lot of business to talk over, didn't we? To get married, to swear to it, doesn't cost much, does it?
No good.
No? Well, couldn't we offer him some money?
That's not what he wants.
Well, what does he want? Trust me.
He wants to ruin me. It's as simple as that.
Yes. What a creep. Well, I still bet you, Charlie, there isn't a Jew in the country that will put you away on what he's got on you.
The damage will be done. Everything will come, everything. And what do you think's going to happen to my boys?
Oh, but please, Charlie, nothing is going to happen to David, and nothing is going to happen to little Johnny. We'll see to that. Tell me, how long do you think it'll be till he goes to the police?
I don't know. All day, maybe.
Well?
Unless they question him before.
I have an idea. What about if we go to the police first?
Are you crazy?
Why?
Do you think I want the police in here?
No. No, that's no good. Well, and there's only one thing left. We still have all day. Accident has to happen.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about an accident. A lot of things can happen to him before he goes to the police. A lot of things. Want it?
Yes. Yes? Yes? Who? All right, show him up. Young Boscombe from the Examiner.
Hmm? Want me to talk to him? Well, do you want me to leave or what?
If you want to. But no accidents.
Accidents? No, Charlie, you don't understand anything about accidents. You see, a man can be very careful, and still a lot of things can happen to him. You don't know about that.
Remember, Dipsy, if you get into any trouble...
I don't get into trouble.
I can't help you.
I want you to help me. See, this time, I'm going to help you. See? Come on, Charlie, stop falling apart, will you?
Come in.
Hello, Painter.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Charlie.
Well, what can I do for the press?
I can tell you what you know about Jim Medway.
Medway? Why should I know him at all?
Well, he knows all about you.
Oh? What does he know about me?
Something to make him dislike you quite a lot.
A successful man always has a lot of enemies among the unsuccessful.
And you haven't seen him lately, then?
No.
Well, he's eating in your restaurant downstairs.
A lot of people eat in my restaurant downstairs, but I don't get a list of their names.
He said he was coming here to see you.
You spoke to him?
Yes, he was in the office.
Me?
Well, he seemed to think you owned the White Cottage.
I do, but it's in Painter's name.
Oh, I see. Then perhaps you haven't heard a woman died there last night.
I know. Miss Watson.
No, as a matter of fact, Mrs. Lorna Medway.
Oh, you mean, Medway's wife?
That's right. Did you know her?
Yes. She was a typist in my office before she married Medway. Not for publication. That's clever, isn't it? I don't want to get mixed up in any of that sort of thing. I wish I could give you a story, but I'm sorry, I can't. Have a drink.
Thanks.
Cigarette.
Oh, I only smoke a pipe.
Medway didn't send you here, did he?
No, I was just following my nose.
Well, follow your nose into that.
Well, thanks. Oh, and if the police tried to see you, I wouldn't offer them American cigarettes if I were you. You see, somebody was smoking them at the cottage last night, and the police are apt to jump to conclusions.
Have you had a great sorrow recently?
I suppose so. I suppose everyone has.
This is your heartline. You're excessively warm-hearted. This has brought you unhappiness, but it will bring you happiness too. Someone will enter your life, but because you've been hurt before, you will try to run away.
Oh, sorry to keep you, dearie.
Well, that's all right.
Won't take long.
Well,
Now, come along.
We'll have 2 children. The first will be a girl. You will have to make a great sacrifice for her.
There's violence in your hand.
Your heart will make you possessive because you love deeply and you give love up reluctantly. You must learn not to be possessive. You must learn to give things up when...
I don't want to hear any more, please.
You are impetuous.
Come back, miss.
Sorry, excuse me.
Impetuous. Sometimes I'm nearer the mark than I think.
Oh, sorry. Hello?
You usually kick people on the shins first.
Why did you run away from the fortune teller?
Oh, it was nothing. Stupid of me to go in at all.
Was it something she said?
Most of the time she was talking nonsense, but then I didn't want to talk about it.
All right.
How did you know I was there?
I was next door.
I didn't think I'd see you again.
Well, I thought maybe sometime...
I'm going for a swim.
Is it all right if I come with you?
Yes, it's all right. We'll have to get some costumes, though.
Here you are.
This is far enough for us, thank you, Miss Drake.
We've outdistanced everything, except the gull.
And the speedboat. That chap can certainly handle it.
Thought he hit you. He went right over you.
What do you think he's playing at?
Then swim back to the shore.
It's all right, he won't come back.
Look, he's coming back again.
Go on, swim for it. Quickly, swim.
No, I'll say.
Now go on, swim. Quickly, swim. Will you tow us in?
I'd say that speedboat got in a bit too close.
He oughtn't to be allowed to practice there.
Funny he couldn't see you in the water.
Hadn't I seen you before somewhere?
Maybe.
Was it on the pier?
I was there.
You down for the day?
No, miss, I live here.
It's usually the visitors who take the boats out, isn't it?
Oh, I like to go in the boat occasionally.
I'm glad you do.
What a nice yacht. Wish I had a boat like this. I'll send it back.
Joe, come in. It's ever so warm. Now the towel's all wet. Not me on again.
Yes? Who? Inspector Tenby? What can I do for you, Inspector? Yes, the Seagull's one of my boats. I didn't know he had it out. Absolutely insane. Yes, of course, very dangerous. Yes, I'll tell him right away. Oh, yes, I'll make it perfectly clear to him. If anyone can handle him, you know I can. Yes, yes, Inspector. I'm extremely sorry.
Oh, it's pretty out there today. A little breezy, but very beautiful.
Do you know who that was?
How should I know him? He or she?
Tenby.
Tenby. Charlie, you should have more important things to do than talk to the police.
Are you completely insane?
What?
How many times have I told you, you stupid? This is the one time that I don't want the police cluttering up the place. Are you touched? What's the matter with you?
Matter with me? Nothing is the matter with me. What's the matter with you? It's a problem. You've always been able to deal with the police.
But not about murder.
But it won't be murder. It'll be an accident.
And I told you I don't want any more accidents.
Who's that?
Yes. Who?
Mr. Jim Medway.
All right.
Medway?
On his way up.
Oh, but that's beautiful. Charlie, don't want to go to a bar for a little while? Oh, I'd so much like to be alone with him. Just for a few minutes. I promise you it won't be long. Oh, please, won't you even do me a little favor? I know you don't need me, but it hurts me. A man like you shouldn't even talk to him. All right, if you want to be mean.
Weak eyes, Mr. Painter?
No, good ones. I've perfect eyes. See, this one sees everything I'm supposed to see. And this one doesn't see at all what I don't want to see.
Zeiss. Good. I suppose you could see quite a lot out of the window with these, Charlie.
I have more to do than to look through the windows all day long.
Even when your Mr. Painter is trying to murder me?
Look, sir, in this part of the world, we don't go around murdering people. Sometimes I wish I could.
Yes, I suppose it would be very convenient for you if something happened to me before the police catch up with me, wouldn't it?
Listen, if you've got anything to say, get it off your chest and get out.
All right, Charlie. You've left it too late, Charlie.
What do you mean?
The police have caught up with me.
Now, don't give me that. If you'd been to the police, you wouldn't be here.
Go and look.
It's Saunton.
And he's a policeman, isn't he?
Well, what else could he be?
So now you see why you left it too late. If anything happens to me, he'll know who caused it. I expect they've already got a report about the speedboat incident. Now, you're in it up to the neck. They've got you taped now, Charlie, because they know you tried to get rid of me. And why? Because I know you killed Lorna.
Go to Paris tonight, girls?
Well, we were thinking of going.
Okay, get your duds on and we'll have a bit of the old promenade first.
Shall we sit down? What time does your bus go?
There are plenty of buses. I've nothing to hurry back for.
Good.
I can let you have 2 of these pounds back. I haven't needed them. I've been with you all day.
You are independent, aren't you?
Please take them.
All right. Don't blame me if they chuck you off the bus because you can't pay your fare.
I've allowed for that. Is that a photograph of your wife?
Yes.
May I see it?
Yes, of course.
You loved her once.
What a strange thing for you to say.
Oh, is it? I didn't mean anything.
Yes, I loved her. It was a long time ago. I must have loved her. You see, we were only together a short time, and I was away for 3 years. I kept this picture with me, but as the months went by, it sort of got like something I'd cut out of a magazine, you know? I stayed faithful to her because I thought when I got back, everything would be all right. I should fall in love again. When I did get back, she died. I didn't know her very well.
I suppose if you've been away from someone for a long time, you become strangers. Oh, Jim, I'm so afraid.
Afraid?
Afraid it will happen in my life.
What is your life, Anne?
Oh, I've been so good about not telling you my troubles.
Tell me now.
It's quite simple. I've got a little girl. She's 2 years old.
And the father?
He went away.
Did he promise to marry you?
I just took it for granted we'd get married.
Are you in love with him?
Yes.
Poor Anne.
My father's a lawyer. They're very respectable. That made it worse.
But you said you had nothing to hurry back for. Where's your baby?
With my cousin Marion.
Did you give her up?
It's a decision I have to make. That's why I'm here, to be away from them, to think about it by myself.
And what do they want you to do?
Marion and her husband want to adopt her. They're going to live in New Zealand. If I let her go, I shall never see Jill again.
And what do your parents think?
They say I must think of Jill's future, as if I ever did anything else.
I can see their point of view.
So can I. I can see mine, too.
It would break your heart to give her up, wouldn't it?
She's my baby. I love her. You thinking?
I just realized why you ran away from the fortune teller.
Why?
Because she was giving you advice you didn't want to hear.
Yes. Yes, I suppose so.
Good evening. Wonderful weather.
Wonderful.
You down for the day?
Yes.
Having a nice time?
Yes, thank you.
I like to think of young people enjoying themselves. Have a good time while you're young, what? Oh. How sad to read of people dying on a day like this. You know, I was on the cliff at that very spot only the other day. And that white cottage. No place for a woman alone.
Jim, he's right. We should be having a good time. Let's enjoy ourselves before everything closes down on us.
Restless.
Like a nice quiet meal. Evening's getting chilly now.
Hello, Mr. Painter.
Give me a double.
Double?
Hello, Charlie. Don't have to call them in, do you?
Not yet.
Nothing like a couple of deaths to attract the customers away. They're all up on the cliffs.
What do you want?
That one.
This is my lucky day.
Who wants to enter these prizes? The more you win, the less I have to pick up. The less I have to pick up, the quicker I can speak to the old woman.
You wicked girl. Now you go back and put it where you found it.
I must go on this. Hurry, enjoy yourself, dear. Have a good time.
What are you looking for?
We've lost him. We're by ourselves at last.
Is this what you call being by ourselves?
Well, anyway, we've lost that man who's been following us all day.
Has he been worrying you?
Well, he was following us, wasn't he?
Well, he isn't now. Come on, let's make the most of our freedom.
I've been here all day. Don't go too near. They'll have to the lights here tonight. Must have hit those off. Isn't it Mr. Whoa. Isn't it lucky we came today?
I like this taxi.
Oh, you don't have to hug me.
Oh, no, I don't have to. I'm doing it for pleasure. Here, what are you doing? You're supposed to win them, not smash them. Most valuable gift on the store, that was. A great mess you disturbed.
How's that?
That's better, thank you.
Now, look, I'll show you. Go easy on the squeeze.
Practicing what you preach, aren't you?
Hey, look, you fit. Take here. Hey, what are you playing at? Shoot off. What's the matter with you?
Get back in.
Someone's trying to kill you. That wasn't an accident.
It would have been an accident. Come on, let's get out of here.
Well, Selby, that necktie that was found on Carson's body, have we got it here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, get me the White Cottage, will you? Well, Sergeant Larkin, have you made a search of the garden? No trace of the second page of that note we found. Hmm. No, I didn't expect you to find it.
This is the tie Carson was wearing, sir.
Hmm. Practically brand new, isn't it?
It's badly creased, sir.
I can see that. Selby, you were there. What does he mean by, I had great difficulty in removing the necktie?
It was very tightly knotted, sir.
You mean it was choking you?
No, sir. It was quite loose about the neck. It was just in a very tight knot, sir.
Strange way to treat a new tie.
Yes, sir.
What were the rest of his clothes like? Were they new, too?
As far as I could judge, sir.
Carson seems to have come into money before he died. This should tell me something. All right, so we'll leave it here. Hello? Oh, Sergeant Thornton. So you let yourself be fooled by that old trick, did you? Well, where did they go before you lost them? Fairground. Anything happen?
Shooting gallery? Who fired the shot? Painter, eh? Oh, that's interesting. Well, where do you suggest looking for Medway now? All right, I'll meet you there. Yes, the prim bar. I have an idea that that's where all the threads tie up.
To think we let a little thing like that keep us apart all this time.
But I shall still want to sail it, you know.
Sail it? In the bar?
Well, that's the first time I've seen Charlie Durham drinking alone. How are you, Charlie?
You expecting someone, sir?
It's been quite a day, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, this is the right way to finish a day by the sea.
It appears so. Day isn't over yet.
You sound afraid again.
I am afraid.
About us?
Yes.
Well, we'll meet next week, won't we?
No, Jim. Oh, why do we go on pretending?
Pretending.
Pretending there's a future. You know there isn't for us. You know we won't meet again next week. You know we'll never meet again.
No, I don't know.
Let's be honest before we part. Let's. Jim, I know. I know about you.
What do you know about me?
I know you killed your wife.
Heroes, please.
Who told you that?
I overheard. In that place, the Primrose Bar this morning. It's the truth, isn't it? I'm sorry, Jim. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're amazing.
Amazing.
You stayed with me all day.
I liked you. You were a man who'd been kind to me.
But after you overheard what I said to Durham, you ran away.
But when I heard you say that, I couldn't. I had to go away. I couldn't just sit down and have lunch with you.
No.
When we met again, I wanted to stay with you no matter what you'd done. I knew, at least I thought I knew what you must be feeling and thinking today. I knew how terrible it would be if you were left alone without friends. I wanted to help. If it had to be your last day of freedom, I wanted to make it a day you could remember without too much bitterness.
Like the last day of the holidays.
Yes.
You're a wonderful girl, Anne. They don't turn out your sort in bundles of dozens. Don't cry, Anne.
I didn't know.
If you hadn't met me today, you'd have nothing to cry about, would you?
We could have been happy.
No. Not with that sign boring into my mind.
You're very bitter about him.
I have reason to be.
You're going to say he killed your wife.
Morally, he did kill her.
Jim, you must.
I'm going to make him suffer, too.
You can't let someone else be blamed for something you've done.
Oh, don't worry. I can break the case against him when the time comes.
When the time comes?
Yes. And I think he's had enough.
Jim, don't take the news like this. Please don't. You're destroying yourself.
That doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't it, Jim?
Some sunshine in their shoes.
Come Oh, well, it's time we went back.
Where?
To the Primrose Bar.
Why must you go back there again?
Because I want to see what the day's done to Charlie Durham.
Is that how we must finish it?
Yes, Anne.
I don't want to come. We can say goodbye here.
Very well. Come with me, Anne. If there's been anything between us today, come with me.
Evening, Charlie.
Hello, Inspector. Sit down. Have one on the house.
Thanks. Presently.
Not on the ballpark, I hope.
Never of it.
You don't want to see me, do you?
I'm hoping to see quite a number of people here tonight. You're one of them. Can we have a talk?
Why not? Come up to the office. It's quieter.
Oh, just as well. If you can spare the time.
Don't worry, this place runs itself. Send up a bottle of special.
Okay, sir.
Here.
See? Oh, that awful moonshine. Oh. I know because the clock was striking. Got to go.
Leaving, McClinton?
Charlie needs me. Don't you dare to say a word. After tonight, Charlie and I will be square. I've been praying for this day. Praying. Give him another round. Everybody.
Take a seat, Inspector.
Painter out?
He's been out all the evening.
So I hear.
I'm having some special scotch sent up. I'd like you to try it. Meantime, have a cigarette.
Thanks.
Who are the people do you expect to see here tonight, Inspector?
Painter?
What's he been doing?
Trying to shoot someone.
Nonsense.
Might have been an accident.
Had he been drinking?
I believe so.
Well, that explains everything, doesn't it? You know all about him, of course.
Yes, I know about him.
Well, I hope your boys run him in before he does any damage. Come in.
All right, sir.
Thanks. Tell me what you think of that.
Like milk.
Who else are you expecting to see tonight, Inspector?
Chap called Jim Medway. Do you know him?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, he was here this morning.
Do you know his wife?
I knew her before they were married. Let me see, what was her name? Lorna?
That's right.
Why did you ask?
She died last night.
Here in Seagate?
In the White Cottage, to be exact.
Well, according to the papers, that was a woman named Watson.
It was Lorna Medway. You own the White Cottage, don't you?
Well, Painter does.
Have you anything in writing about it? Receipts or anything?
Right here under my hand.
She didn't make any of the payments herself, did she?
No. Was there anything wrong with that?
I just wanted a specimen of her handwriting.
I see. Does Medway know about his wife's death?
I think he does. How did he strike you when you saw him today?
He seemed a little on edge, but of course I haven't seen him for some time.
Did he ask after his wife?
No. No, I don't think he did.
Did he mention her at all?
No. As a matter of fact, I was being rather selfish. I spent most of the time showing them photographs of my 2 boys.
Strange, isn't it, that he didn't mention his wife?
Yes, I suppose it is.
We kept a tag on him during most of the day. He did 1 or 2 strange things. Was he alone when you saw him?
He was meeting a girl. He said something about her. Oh, yes, he said, I wish I'd met her before I'd met Lorna.
Then he did mention his wife.
Yes. I'd forgotten that. Come to think of it, it was a pretty strange thing for him to say if he knew about her death. Do you think the shock affected him in some way? Yes?
Mr. Medway and a young lady, sir.
All right. Show them both up.
All right, sir.
Medway and the girl have just arrived.
Oh, good.
Have another drink, Inspector.
Thanks. Excellent whiskey.
Yes. It makes you appear as though you weren't on duty.
I always drink when I'm on duty.
I suppose you'd like to talk to Medway alone?
If you don't mind my talking to him here.
No, the place is yours, Inspector.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello? This is Inspector Tenby. Inspector, Mr. Medway.
Good evening.
This is Miss Corday.
Good evening. I'd like a few words with you in private, Mr. Medway.
Certainly, Inspector. But I should like Miss Corday to hear your few words. I should like Charlie to hear them, too. I suggest they stay.
As you wish.
Well, take a seat, Jim.
Thank you.
And perhaps Miss Corley would sit over there. Drink, anybody?
Thank you.
Do you mind answering 1 or 2 questions, Mr. Medway?
Suppose I give you the answer to that question by question.
Very well. When did you come down here?
Last night?
By what train?
The mail.
Why?
The railway company made no objection.
Mail gets in about 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you come to Seagate?
I came to see my wife.
Where was your wife?
I had reason to believe she was staying at a place called the White Cottage.
What reason?
I'd found a letter.
If you left the train at 3:30, you'd get to the White Cottage about 4 o'clock.
Correct.
After you reached the cottage, what did you do?
I walked back to Seagate.
Without going in?
Yes.
Why?
Because I saw a man leaving the cottage.
Did you recognize him?
No.
Thanks. I'm sorry to have to ask you this, Mr. Medway, but seeing a man coming away from your wife's house at that time in the morning, you naturally put a certain construction on the situation.
Naturally.
Then you went back the way you'd come?
Yes.
Why?
Why? I suppose I wanted to think. I didn't imagine there'd be much of a welcome waiting for me.
I think you're lying, Mr. Medway.
I can't help what you think.
In fact, I'm prepared to put it more strongly. I know you're lying.
I'm looking for Inspector Tenby.
No. What are you doing to me now?
Forgive me, Charlie, that I caused you so much trouble. I've come here, Inspector, because I want to make a statement.
Well, what is it?
Inspector, I confess I killed Lorna Medway.
Back to your old tricks. You've been drinking.
I know I'm drunk, Charlie. But I've never been so sober.
Your life wasn't worth saving.
Easy, Mr. Durham. I know him. Now then, Painter, what is the story of yours about Mrs. Lorna Medway?
Well, I went over to see her last night to the White Cottage.
What time did you leave?
I left at exactly 4 o'clock. I remember because the clock was striking when I opened the door.
All right, Mr. Durham. Tell me, Painter, what did you do with the knife?
What knife? Oh, I threw it into the sea.
You threw it into the sea?
Yes. You know why? Because I didn't want to make it too easy for you coppers. I don't like coppers.
I see. Now, look here, Painter. I don't know what you hope to gain by this absurd confession of yours.
What I told you is true. You understand? I did go to the White Cottage last night and...
Yes, you may have been at the White Cottage last night, but you did not stab Lorna Medway. She wasn't stabbed. She committed suicide. Isn't that the case, Mr. Medway?
Suicide.
Why are you asking me?
Because you were lying when you said you didn't go into the cottage. You did. Sometime during the night, and you found your wife dead. She'd taken a very large overdose of sleeping tablets. We found half of a suicide note that had blown under the desk. Can I have the other half? Yes, this makes it clear enough. You know you should have brought this to us at once, don't you?
Yes.
You were making trouble for yourself. Lorna Medway's death has been no mystery to us. We shadowed you today, Mr. Medway, for another reason. But now it seems my question should be to Painter. When you left the White Cottage, which way did you come back? I asked you, Painter, which way did you come back?
To come back by the cliff path.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Did you meet anybody?
No.
You must have met someone, Painter. If you left the White Cottage at 4 o'clock, you'd get to the cliff top at 5 past. Carson was killed at 6 minutes past.
Carson wasn't killed. He fell over the cliff.
He was thrown over. Pushed, if you like, and the murderer held on to his tie.
But the paper said...
Never mind what the paper said. Painter admits to having been there. I'm going to take you into custody, Painter.
But you...
On suspicion of having murdered Arthur Carson by throwing him over the cliff.
What does he want, Charles?
Carson was getting money from somewhere. And as you were the man, Painter, who was visiting Lorna Medway, I suggest he was blackmailing you. Possibly sending you letters.
I didn't get any letters.
Why don't you leave him alone? Can't you see the state he's in?
Look, Inspector, may I ask you a question?
You can ask your questions later.
No, now.
Now! Right now! I want to ask my questions now, and I want to have my answers now. You hear?
What are you trying to pin on me, huh? What are you trying to do?
All I know is that I come here and I tell you that I killed her. I told you because I had a reason. Charlie knows. No, I don't mean it that way. I mean Charlie can explain. Explain it, Charlie. I warn you, Inspector. If anybody tries to crowd in on me, I'm not too easy to deal with. Not too easy. Not too easy at all.
Do you mind phoning the station, Charlie? Go on.
Hello. Please.
No, Jim.
Yes, you were right, Anne. Durham's got it coming to him without my help.
Danger! What are you doing? You don't understand. Listen to me. I saved your life once, didn't I? Didn't I? Trust me. You better...
Forgive me. No, no. Don't leave me!
The murderer held on to his tie. Pity you didn't go over as well, Charlie.
You've been terribly sweet.
And I've been thinking about you and Jill. Don't give her up. You'll be sorry for the rest of your life if you do.
Jim, I just wanted someone to say that.
Right away. Come on, Poppy. And I must see you again.
Yes, I want.
But where do you live? I don't know your address.
Oh, you'll forget. I'll send it.
Why didn't I ask you before?
Goodbye.